Welcome to episode 9 of the EUSD Staff Wellness Podcast. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something that, well, often feels like it has this magnetic pull on our attention, our digital lives. You know, that little supercomputer in your pocket, the one that somehow knows exactly when you're trying to focus on something else. Our mission today is really to help you navigate it all with a bit more intention, maybe a lot less overwhelm.
That's right. And this deep dive, it's really about understanding technology as a tool, something we wield with purpose, rather than letting it become our master. We'll be drawing pretty heavily on concepts from Cal Newport's book, Digital Minimalism. It's quite insightful. The goal is to equip you with, well, actionable strategies for your well-being, both personally and professionally.
Right. So let's unpack this core idea, digital minimalism. It's essentially a philosophy, right, where you intentionally focus your online time on just a few things, carefully chosen activities that truly support your values. And it's about shifting from just like mindless consumption to purposeful engagement, creating space for what matters, and importantly, happily letting go of the rest. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a little shocking even. Newport argues that checking likes is the new smoking.
Right.
What struck me most reading his work is how he draws that parallel. He says tech companies actually engineer these platforms for behavioral addiction. Think about it like a slot machine. You never know when the next like or notification will hit, right? And that intermittent positive reinforcement, it just keeps you coming back. They want you hooked.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's fascinating is how that constant digital pull can lead to something Newport calls solitude deprivation. Basically spending almost no time alone with your own thoughts, truly free from external input, which raises a pretty important question for you listening. What ideas, what insights, maybe what creative breakthroughs might you be missing out on by always being connected?
Yeah, like waiting in line, everyone instantly pulls out their phone.
Exactly. That's a missed opportunity right there for just quiet reflection. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights what's called the social media paradox. How social media can make you feel connected, sure, but also incredibly lonely. Happy one minute, sad the next. The sources really emphasize that real-world conversations face-to-face, they're just far richer, more meaningful.
Okay, so it's clear technology wants to pull us in.
Yeah.
But how do we reclaim some autonomy? How do we apply these insights practically? Newport proposes this practical three-step approach. He calls it the digital declutter process. It starts with a pretty serious 30-day break from optional technologies.
Optional being the key word there.
Right. But here's the crucial part, step 2. During this break, you must aggressively explore higher quality activities, things that genuinely generate real satisfaction. So it's not just about disconnecting, it's about rediscovering things like deep focus, creativity, or genuine connection, actively replacing that void.
And these principles, they aren't just for your personal life. They extend powerfully into your professional world too, especially when it comes to something like email, which I know for EUSD staff, balancing communications with parents, colleagues, administration, it's a lot.
Definitely.
So how can you set clear expectations without, burning bridges?
Well, the sources give some actionable tips, like setting specific response times. Maybe you put a note in your signature. I typically respond to emails between 2 p meters and 5 p meters, something like that.
You could even use auto replies to manage those expectations directly. You can expect my reply during that time. And when you need to politely decline a task or maybe a meeting, combine appreciation with clarity and maybe offer alternatives. You could say something like, I really appreciate the opportunity, but I'm unable to take this on right now due to prior commitments.
That makes sense. Or suggest someone else.
Exactly. Suggest a well-versed colleague who might actually be a better fit anyway. It's about clear, respectful boundaries.
And this goes beyond just personal habits or managing your inbox, doesn't it? There's this broader idea of digital citizenship, which connects to lessons we teach in schools, emphasizing how to develop critical thinking skills online, understanding digital ethics, using tech responsibly as part of a community. It's about creating a mindful approach for everyone, not just, cutting screen time.
Yeah, stepping back, the core message here is quite powerful. Intentional technology use supports what you deeply value. It reduces the harm and maximizes the benefits. It's truly about being in control of your digital life rather than letting it control you.
So what does this all mean for you? Maybe consider this thought. What one small intentional digital habit could you maybe change today? Just one thing. To reclaim a little bit more of your real-world time and attention. Ultimately, this deep dive is about personal empowerment. And as we always say here, remember Empire to engage, educate, and empower. And you have to take care of yourself in order to be able to do that.